Yo, what is up, log? We got to do that over. My bad. I forgot the name of the podcast.
No do-overs, dude.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Enough tape for it, man.
What do we got tape? This ain't the fucking 1940s.
Bro, I recorded on cassette.
Cassette transferred over. All right, tell me when. Are you good? Or are we still rolling?
We are still rolling.
Fuck you, man. Let's do this. All right, yo, what up, log cabin podcast? Couldn't say that for whatever reason. Been smoking a little new stuff today, so you know.
Heck yeah, brother.
I'm a little different today, but anyways, we got an awesome guest today. Another really good friend of mine. We're gonna call him the American Eagle, aka B, aka Mr. Brandon. Really good friend of mine. I've known him for about 2-3 years now. 3 years now, and pretty awesome guy. We're going to talk about some fun stuff that happened over this weekend, some crazy things that happened, and then go from there. I think it's pretty obvious we're going to talk about the slap, right?
We gotta talk about the slap.
But before that, you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Brandon?
They, as Drew said, as Bump said, B, but my real name is Brandon. Not a West Coast native, originally from the south side of Chicago. Yep. But been living on the West Coast since 2009 and loving it.
That's what's up. And that's how we met. It's a beautiful friendship.
I'm sorry, living in Washington State since 2009. I was living in California previously.
Oh, that's right. You said that, huh?
Sherman Oaks, California.
Did you guys meet in California or did you guys meet in Washington?
Washington.
Oh, okay, right on.
Washington. We actually met from one of my neighbors right to the right of me. He was actually a friend of his, and then we met and just hit it off. So it's been cool ever since. All good. Sweet. There's a lot of other shit that's in there, but hey, Pat, you don't care if we name drop because you don't know any of these people, huh?
Oh, I don't care, dude. That's all you, dog.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, no. He was friends with my neighbor Jeff, right? And then Jeff introduced me to Brandon. I think me and Brandon maybe really the first year talked like 3 or 4 times, not even that much. And after that, year 2, we talked about some business stuff. I think we talked about a roller rink for like a good 3 months. We're like, hey man, it'd be really good if we open a roller rink out in this area. And then this guy got a little jealous and weird about it. So they don't talk, and none of us talk. I mean, we talk.
His friend, Bump.
That's what it ended up being, but I didn't mean for that to happen.
Yeah, that's messed up.
He took it that way, and that's wrong.
Dang,
he, like Brandon B said, for a really good example, like, how are you going to introduce me to a friend of yours and they get mad because I hang out with him? How stupid is that? Like,
well, he probably didn't think that you were going to be like a cooler friend to be.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
We just had more things to talk about. You know what I mean?
Like, no, most definitely.
They're friends. They connected on different levels, and ours was just a little bit more intellectual than other conversations. You know what I mean? About business, not even intellectual. It's mostly about business. So it was good. It was good. But let's get to the Chris Rock, Will Smith slap. First off, let's go real easy. Like, who was for it and who's against it? Who thought it was good and who thought it was bad?
Go ahead, B.
Horrible. Said it just like I saw that and I immediately wanted to kick Will Smith's ass. Like, I felt like it looked staged. Like, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So the first, like, I don't pay attention to none of that. Like, Oscars, Grammys, I don't watch none of it. I don't care. But like, I started getting all these text messages and like everything was just about this slap. So like you look at it and you don't think it's real. Like, originally I didn't think it was real. I'm like, oh, this is some kind of skit that they set up. And there's no way that this man that's worth $200 million is just out here smacking Chris Rock like that. Like, damn. So obviously Chris Rock is a smaller guy, and Will Smith thought that he could do that because I'm 6'4", 230, and there's no fucking way that he would have smacked me like that. I would murder Will Smith. I would murder him.
Let me interject real quick. So I'm with you 100% on this. I think it's absolutely atrocious for a grown man. I don't care how famous or rich you are to assault somebody on public television or in general.
Yes,
But I wish Will Smith would slap me. I wish, not that I can beat him up, but because I would be rolling in the Benjis right now.
Look,
please, Will Smith, attack somebody that's not already rich and famous.
He started that, and the way that I finished it, would nobody like it. I'm just telling you. If you start it and I finish it any way I want, that's on you because you started this. You brought this party to my door. That's what you did. He got up out of his seat for Jada. Now, I could say some things that I've heard. I don't know how true they are, but it's all over the news. She talking about she screwing her friend's son in their house and all this type of stuff. Ridiculous type stuff that she put out for the world. And I believe that Will Smith has a lot of misplaced anger. And he needs to deal with his household. Chris Rock should have never got slapped. And if I was Chris Rock, I would have beat the fuck out of Will Smith.
You would have to be. But if you're Chris Rock,
hey, I'm telling you, if he would have hit me like that, there would have been no just. He smacked Chris Rock with no regard and strutted off like it was cool.
Yeah, like in the Wild West.
Tell me what was cool about that.
Nothing was cool about it. It was pathetic, absolutely pathetic to go hit somebody when he laughed at the joke. Let's not forget.
No, he did.
The initial joke, he laughed at the joke. He saw her face, and she probably was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go sleep with our son's friend again if you don't go slap Chris Rock." I mean, look, I don't care, man. I mean, the joke. I see people do. I mean, this whole situation has been memed to death since the moment it happened, and I think that all the information is out there. I think that people who are defending Will Smith on this are complete, like, just out of touch as he is with reality. You don't hit another grown man for making a joke. He was doing. I'm not really a Chris Rock fan. Let's make that clear. But the thing is, he was doing his job. He was up there entertaining like he's supposed to do. And he made a joke about her being bald, and then she got offended. So
last night, I was definitely on the Will Smith train. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Because I caught it from a few angles. I was hearing what he's saying. My wife told me he had alopecia. I really didn't understand the severity of alopecia. And I was just sticking to, like, my roots and who I am and how I was raised. And you talk about my wife. I'm putting hands on you, son. That's it. I don't care how my household's portrayed or whatever. That's for me to deal with, you know. But you ain't gonna say nothing. But that's me in, like, old school. You know what I mean? Now I get more of the story of what's going on. I didn't know that she was out here fucking old boys or one of her friend's sons, and just really making one of my idols. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I kind of cut off from the whole Will Smith getting jiggy with it. He was giving me so much shit yesterday. He was giving me so much shit because I was like, "Yo, Will, man." He's like, "No, fuck that. What you out here getting jiggy with it, motherfucker?" but like, he was an idol for me. I was I was maybe fifth grade, fourth grade when he came out. Well, not even when he came out, when I, like, really started picking up hip hop and stuff like that. And he was really the first artist I was able to get through by my mom, because he was preaching this whole, you know, we don't cuss when we rap. I can still make it. And he was doing this whole Golden Boy, but I'm going to Fresh Prince and just make it all the way.
Just don't understand.
Yeah, man. He had some bangers. And then, like, it was sad to see it play out the way it played. And, like, I'm hearing all this other stuff. So, like, in the beginning, I'm standing up for my mans. I'm like, dang. Get him, Will. And I love Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock is awesome. I've loved.
I'll say this, man.
Chris Rock,
yeah, I'm with B on the fact that, like, you don't just get hit and then not say nothing.
True.
But Chris Rock handled like a class act, because we're not in the Denny's. We're not in the Denny's at 4:00 in the morning. We're on the Oscars.
Yeah, now he could have. If it was CB4 Chris Rock, he would have been. Hey, look up CB4, Ragus, because I know you don't know what that is.
I'm not gonna look it up right now, but later.
But if it was CB4 Chris Rock, he got his ass whooped and shot.
I was raised, if you put your hands on somebody, be ready for them to put their hands on you, period.
Yep.
Periods. And especially to me, you open hands, smack me like that, that's like saying, "Oh, you ain't nothing but a bitch." And that's in the street world, That's what that's saying. Like
It's
he
even
didn't
more
even punch him. I would prefer to be punched.
Yeah.
But like to like for him to take an open and just that's all. There's no way that.
And you know what's really disrespectful about it, like you said, is when he's walking up there, Chris Rock goes, "Uh-oh," and he knows that he doesn't know if he's gonna come up and hug him or say something mean to him. He just sucker slapped him straight up, and he walks away all arrogant like he did something. It's like, dude, you just walked up and slapped a comedian when he wasn't expecting it. Like, how is that cool?
Exactly. And the thing about it to me, so like I watched the video today while I was working, and I thought maybe like this guy had an angle where he was like it looked a little set up, because like why did Chris Rock like stick his face out like when Will Smith was walking up? Like you see Chris Rock like move like this. Like if you watch it again, he moves like this and he stuck his face out and then Will smacked him. At first I thought maybe it might have been a setup, but like who sets up to take a smack like that?
Yeah,
like, who would do that? Like,
so I've heard. I'm usually the first person to think conspiracy on anything that happens, particularly at that level of publicity. And I've heard a bunch of people talk about how it was just a bit or it was staged or whatever. But I don't understand how Will Smith would put himself willingly in a situation to look like that, because it did not shed a good light on him.
He already did, though, with this whole Red Talk table and allowing Jay to go on that thing. They've already opened it. So, like, I'm finding this out now.
What's the end game? Yeah, I remember he got memed on about that, but what's the end game for Will? Why would he allow himself to look so pathetic like this?
Going towards your whole conspiracy thing, right? Like, do you remember that, like, some people were kind of lining up really weird celebrity freak out moments along with, like, crazy things that happened in history? Like, something wild happened the time that Britney Spears shaved her head off. Some bill had got passed. Honestly,
always.
We need to look at to see what the fuck happened that day and what happening right now. That's making all this chatter happen that everybody else is not looking at. Whatever.
That's what I was thinking too.
Under the rug.
Yes, I always like rank it go with the conspiracy theory too, and this is a weapon of mass distraction. What are we not paying attention to?
Exactly.
What are we like? What is Biden doing? Like, what are they doing in Russia? Like, what's really going on? They talking about food shortages. Like, so Biden came out and said that because we got the thing going on with Russia, now there's gonna be a wheat shortage, and he said it's gonna cause mass starvation, not just for us, but countries around the world. He said there's gonna be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He said there's going to be a mass food shortage, and like I've been hearing for months that we should start stocking up on food and things like that, and then you get this slap in the middle of it to take your attention away from what you should really be doing.
True.
Yeah.
True.
No, everybody's talking about it. It's all over the news. Everybody's distracted with the memes. Everybody's talking about the celebrity drama and stuff like that. And every time something like that happens, there's definitely a push that we aren't paying attention to at that moment. I mean, that's just that's been going on with empires throughout world history. But yeah, I don't know if we continue talking about it, but I don't know if the Will Smith slapping Kid Rock was a big
you say Kid Rock
or whatever. Chris
you
Rock.
Imagine if he slapped
Kid Rock, we got a different story. All right,
it's the other Rock.
Some shit.
Yeah, it's the other Rock.
What if he slapped The Rock? How would that have played out?
Yeah, he would. See, that's why I feel like this is like some bullshit, because he wouldn't have slapped Dave Chappelle. He wouldn't have slapped Ricky Gervais. He wouldn't have slapped. You all probably don't know the comedian Corey Holcomb, but he's like oh, you do? Yeah. He's more of a
rough street.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way. And I want to hear what he has to say about it. But he wouldn't have smacked him. Like, he picked a smaller guy, and that's why I thought to smack anybody like that is out of line. But I felt like he was a pussy for smacking a smaller guy. Chris Rock. I looked it up. Chris Rock they have him listed at 5'10". So really, like usually, like an NBA and NFL, they always give you like an inch or two to your height.
She's probably 5'9".
So Chris Rock is probably like 5'9", maybe 5'8.5", 150 pounds.
Not remotely a fighter, not remotely
not remotely
fit type dude.
They have.
And he took that goddamn slap though.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He did without flinching. Will Smith is listed at 6'2", 190 pounds, maybe 200 pounds.
How tall are you, B?
6'4", 230.
So it'd be like if you slap me.
Yeah, but you know what? I just felt like he really felt like, oh well, I've been around Chris. I know he ain't gonna do nothing. I could smack him and walk away, because I guarantee you he wouldn't have smacked me like that, bro.
No, not you.
I guarantee you.
Like I said last night, you think he would have smacked like Martin Lawrence?
No.
And I think he, if it would have gone to, I think he would have. But would Martin Lawrence have not have done anything, or would Martin Lawrence got real hood on him?
Well, they're bad boys, man.
I know, but I'm just saying the type of comedian like Chris Rock. I look at all celebrities as super soft. There's barely probably any of them that are really about their shit. So you put that right there. That's the first layer. So the ones that are out there, the ones that would really listen at Busta Great, who's gonna do it out of all?
I mean, the thing is, most people who are adults, famous, buff, small, whatever, doesn't matter. Most people who are adults don't fight other people over a comment like that, particularly on live television. Something like I'm with you, B. What you said, he's got some issues, underlying issues going on with him. I don't know if it's I mean, he's been famous for most of his life. It's not like the guy can really get in trouble for anything. I mean, he's not. There's not going to be any repercussions for this outside. There should be. They shouldn't have given him the award that night. They should have said, you know what, you won, but you do not get to get up here and talk about how thankful you are. You are going to be escorted out of this building. Where was security?
Yep, that's
if
what
anybody else did that,
too.
It would have been brought out of the building.
Barred for life. He would never be invited back. So think about it. I don't know if you all have seen it, but Kanye has been pre-barred from the Grammys. They have already told him you cannot come.
And he didn't hit nobody.
Yeah, he didn't even hit anybody, but him and Kim Kardashian's new boyfriend have been going back and forth online because Kanye doesn't like him, right? Yeah. So the Grammy board got together and said Kanye cannot come in the building. That's what needs to happen to Will. That's what needs to happen to him, and I don't care about that. Like you.
I like Kanye, man.
I understand it, but
look, he caused a disruption one time, and he didn't get physical with anybody. He interrupted Taylor Swift.
He also made that motherfucker hotter than it's ever been. You know what the views the Grammys
thing.
got when he did that shit? He set them on top. So what happened next year? Everybody watched.
I've heard that about this one too, because they apparently last year got like an all-time low in views. Yeah, so
there's another
nobody
part
watches
of
TV anymore, dude.
You got the conversation between Taylor Swift and Kanye West where they're prepping the whole thing that they did. Like, hey, you cool if I do this? Yeah, it's fine. And then her being like, oh, I can't believe him. And she's going over the top with her being upset with him. And he's
Did
like,
that end up being a stage thing?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Oh, what I remember seeing, yeah.
You talking about the Beyonce the best video of all time thing? That was planned?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And then, no, I'm sorry. Not that. Another time he
put her in a song.
He put her in a song. Yeah. And he hit her up, and he's got the text messages being like, "Yeah, she said it was cool with it."
Yeah.
And it's all publicity, man. Like they fronting.
And that's what I was thinking about this Chris Rock thing too. Was it for publicity? Because nobody watches the Oscars. I don't care about the Oscars. I can't tell you the last time. I can't tell you the last time I watched something like that. The Grammys. Any of it. I don't watch any of it. I'm not interested.
Barely watch the Super Bowl. What'd they have to do? They had to pop a titty out to watch the Super Bowl. And then now we kind of watch it. You know what I mean? We kind of watch it for Super. Like they're fucking slacking.
I mean, all the commercials show up on YouTube like before they even air. So you just watch them on there.
Yeah, but the commercials suck dick this year, bro.
Commercials are
like almost as bad as the NBA dunk contest. It sucked dick. It was horrible. Everything that's getting put out on major TV stations, it's like low production.
The people making stuff are so out of touch with what people want to see, dude.
100%. It's crazy. It's hard to watch real TV though. Hey, but I did find a new show on Netflix that I'm watching that I'm kind of digging.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Uh, so you know how like last episode I was talking about how I had daddy issues because of my dad being a piece of shit,
Yeah.
right? One of the piece of shit things that he did when he was actually trying to be a father, like he dipped out when I was 3 months old. He came back when I was like 8 or 9 to like not come back with my mom, but like, hey, you want to hang out? Like when I found out he was my dad, um, motherfucker took me to the movies in well, you don't know, we're in San Pedro, and left me at the theater. Well, we went to the movie. He had to go halfway through because something happened. He tried driving me home, couldn't remember where my house was at. I'm 8 or 9. He left me at the theater and called my mom. Was like, "Hey, you have to come pick him up because I got to go and I don't know where your house is at." You know what movie he left me at?
What?
Lost in Space.
Oh, so
You
you
know
don't watch
what
the show?
I've been watching the show crying like a little bitch. I'm like, Daddy! Why?
So I mean, did you get to finish the movie though?
I didn't finish it that day. I didn't watch finish. I did not end up finishing that movie until I was late into my 20s, like 25, 27,
Nice.
where I was like, oh shit, it was on Netflix. I saw the dude Joey from Friends. I was like, I remember this. I clicked it. I watched it. It was alright.
So
It was
it took you like 12 years to finish that movie.
more. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Almost 20
years.
actually. Yeah.
So,
Almost 20 years.
So how does the show? I actually think I watched the first season of that when it came out.
The first episode was fire. I'm barely like 2 episodes in. Go
What
ahead.
is it about? What is it about?
The old movie was about a family, like a doctor who was really smart, and they were gonna go check out a whole new world, and he takes his family with him because it's gonna be a long voyage and they're gonna be out there, and they get hit by something and then they're lost in space. They land somewhere and they're lost. This is kind of the same premise where they were evacuating whatever city or colony they were a part of, and as they're evacuating, I'm not sure what happened yet because I'm only like the first episode, almost second in. They get like sucked into what looks like a black hole, and it looks like they get hit by something, and they just drop off on some random planet that's like very like the same as Earth. It's fucking weird. I'm thinking though, because they hit a black hole, I'm thinking I'm gonna find out that it is Earth. It's just at a different time. But it's a thriller, man. I was digging it. I got Tatum watching it. She's crying, laughing, confused because she doesn't understand anything about space. What does it all mean, Dad? I was like, I have no idea. I don't know shit about space either. But it's pretty good. I'm digging it. We'll see. We'll see what happens to that.
I think I watched the first season of that one when it first. It's been like what 2016 or something when it came out.
I don't know. All I know is that it's really hard to watch anything nowadays. I know B doesn't. This man right here, last 2 weeks, I don't know how, but for sure the last 2 weeks has worked over 100 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
my last 6 weeks, I've averaged like 57 hours a week.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so like I don't before I even work like this, I barely watch TV. And like now, now I get in bed at night and I'll cut something on and like I'm sleep like 10 minutes into it.
That's the way I am too, man. I gotta really if I start to watch something like as I'm going to bed, I know I'm not finishing it. I hope I don't finish it. The whole point of putting it on is so I can go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Like I gotta have like that background noise or I won't go to sleep.
I watched Toy Story the other night and I fell asleep before Buzz Lightyear even showed up. I went to sleep listening to "You Got a Friend in Me."
Have y'all seen these photos of President Biden standing next to some Russian something next to these walls that are wrinkly? They look like
what is that? You sent me
I sent you that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck was that about?
Dude, every picture of Biden, something's effed up. Like, did you see Big Biden when he's hanging out with him and his wife hanging out with the Carters, like Jimmy Carter and his wife, and they look like they're about 3 feet tall?
No.
Yeah, I gotta show you that, dude. It's funny, but it's clearly like a photoshopped image. Like, I don't know if Biden is even alive. Like, he might just be CGI. He might not even be real.
It'd be like a body mask or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He's always wearing a mask, so we don't actually know, like, if it's him.
So Rangus, you know how you said that Biden may not be real? Like, I've heard like all these stories, like he has a body double and like a whole lot of stuff. Like, so I watched his speech, like when he addressed the nation, and that was the best he sounded in since he took over as president. Like, he usually messes up when he's reading the teleprompter, but I think on that address the nation speech, or the State of the Union address, I think he only had 2 mess ups or 3 mess ups, which is good for him. He spoke for an hour, and for him to only have 3, that's good for him. You know, that he got like a 80% or 82% for that speech, even though it was all bullshit.
Hey, he's getting better. You can complete a sentence.
Yeah, he
because for a while there, they were just muting his mic when they got the soundbite they needed. They would just mute his mic and be like, "All right, this is what he said."
Yeah, like all that mumbling he does, and
man.
Just going off topic. You all have seen that speech, right, where he was like, in the summertime, my legs, my hairs, they turn blonde, and children like to rub them, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Is this pedophilia? Cut this motherfucker off.
I mean, that's what happens when you vote for the dude that goes to sleep during like meetings and stuff.
Goes to sleep during the inauguration.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like if I went to sleep at my job, I'm fired.
Oh no, he gets promoted, man. He gets promoted.
It just shows you that like it's not. I mean, we talk about it. I feel like a broken record sometimes, but like it's just such a joke, man. It's such a joke that like I think it's funny now. It's not funny, but the only thing you really do is laugh about it, because I can talk about how unfit the man is to lead a nation all day long, and people don't care. It's whatever.
Yep, and then his backup, Camel Harris. I won't even call her Kamala. I call her Camel Harris.
Oh, you're talking about the First Lady of the United States, as he puts it.
Oh my God, that lady is an embarrassment. She is, and she played the race card to get in. And I'm not for just nominating somebody on the basis of race, religion, any of that shit. Fuck that. I want the best person for the job. She's horrible. Mm-hmm. And nobody did their research. When she was an attorney general in California, it came out, and see, the mainstream media keeps it quiet. She was locking up black people and Mexicans for like a bag of weed for like 3-4 years. Look it up.
Oh yeah, look it up. Sure.
Do your research.
That's common knowledge.
But why didn't the mainstream media put that out there? Why didn't they address that?
There's clearly, I mean, look at that. Look at Biden, all the stuff he's done while he was in office, not even as president, but just in general. I mean, they just, this stuff doesn't stick because like that's just the agenda. That's what they want to pass. That's what they want to happen. So like Joe Biden was the last person I expected any Democrat to vote for when he was the nominee. The dude literally was being racist and sexist and all kinds of different ists on stage, and people were like, "This dude's a joke." And then there was actually people that he was debating that could have probably done the job. I mean, they could complete a sentence, they could have done the job a whole lot better. But this man got nominated, and here we are. And like, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's clear that our voting doesn't matter because I don't think that many people voted for this guy. There's no way.
He got the most votes out of any presidential candidate in the history of the United States. He got 80 million votes, right? This guy got 80 million votes. It don't make sense. It can't be real. It's not possible.
It's all like I mean, usually here's my belief is that typically every U.S. election, every probably election for every country in the world it doesn't really matter who wins. They give us they make it look like that we have a choice, but at the end of the day, like, it's two sides of the same coin, right? So like whoever wins, like, they make it look like a big WWE pay-per-view, and then whenever it comes down to it, it's like, all right, so this dude won. Now half the country's mad at the other half of the country for the next 4 to 8 years. Let's keep it that way. And when it comes to the Joe Biden thing, it's like they didn't even try. They just wanted everyone to hate Trump so much that they'd be okay with whoever else they put up there.
Everybody. Dude, I watched a video where a girl walked around with a poster with Trump, Osama bin Laden, Putin, all types of fucked up people, right? Who's the other guy besides Putin? That Altine or no? Fuck, what's his name? I don't know. But some really fucked up dudes, and they said, "Who's the worst person on that board?" Everybody picked Trump.
Really?
Everybody picked Trump. Why? He's a murderer. How? How did he murder people?
Now, see, that I don't get. Now, is Trump a complete a-hole? Like, probably. I wouldn't want to hang out with the guy under any circumstances. Yeah. But the thing is, like, is he a murderer? Is he...
I don't think what happened with COVID, the way that the fact... Just to find out how deep COVID goes and where Anthony Fauci is right now and how this is all playing out, I don't consider him at fault. Again, he was getting shitty information from a guy who created the fucking shit.
The things that happen in the world are much bigger than who lives in the White House. It always has been.
Yes.
But they always get the blame or the credit for it, regardless. So
yeah, because he's the front guy. But let's talk to the Rothschild family, right? Is that the name?
Right.
Or all these fucking families that are really controlling shit.
Yeah.
You know, what were their agendas and shit? It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, we had a whole episode on that last week, and we, I don't want to talk about COVID again because I feel like I've said everything I need to say about it. But like, the thing is, man, like, I just can't wait to vote for Will Smith for president in 2020.
I'll smack the shit out of anybody who opposes me.
Actually, yeah, he rolls up to Russia, right? And he just smacks Putin. No, dude, Putin could take him, dude, all day.
Putin will fucking Will Smith up, man.
No, here's the thing. I saw something interesting. So this is actually really interesting. Oh, you got an invader.
What's up, man?
Baby? So this is really interesting. A buddy of mine was like, "Hey, did you hear that Putin said that he's a target for American cancel culture?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that actually makes a lot of sense, actually." Like, I'm not a fan of him, obviously, but like, lately, it definitely seems like they're trying to like make this dude the new boogeyman, trying to turn him into the new Hitler.
They are, and we're putting out all this all this propaganda against Putin. And I think, to be honest, when you look at it, so when it was the Soviet Union, you know, some of that land that Putin wants to get used to belong to Russia.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know everything behind what he's doing, but
that's the problem. We don't. We only get to hear one side of the story. That's the problem.
Yep.
And I'm not defending Russia or Putin or anything. I don't know. I'm not a freaking. I'm not a historian. I'm not a political guy, really. I mean, I'm not. I don't claim to know anything about this stuff. But from my perspective, I log on to a video game, or I go on Twitter, or I go on literally any website, and there's brands, there's corporations, all these people with changing their profile picture to the Ukraine flag, and they're talking about how we need to I stand with Ukraine. Like, y'all don't even know what's going on. Why are you all of a sudden jumping on this bandwagon, dude?
And we act like Ukraine is clean in all this. Like, they're not dirty, or like they're not the number one in what was it, like not kidnapping, but like human trafficking or some shit. Some fucked up shit that they're a part of.
I mean, see, and that's the thing. I don't know anything about all that stuff, but I just know that I feel like I'm being forced to choose a side in this.
100%.
And
100%.
It's
like
really
the BLM
uncomfortable. Yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you don't join BLM, you're racist.
Yeah, or you log on Apex Legends and all of a sudden I hate Asian people. It's like
you
have to stop.
You do hate Asian people.
I don't, but like it feels like they're accusing me of it. And I know I said that last episode, but it's really uncomfortable for me, like, to sit here and like try to. Dude, literally, you're playing a video game or you're following McDonald's on Twitter. Like, that has nothing to do with World War III or whatever is trying.
You know what? I think right now, I think we're all. And I don't want to say you, but say us, but I think the world is hypersensitive right now.
I agree.
About everything. You can't say anything. Like, you gotta constantly walk on eggshells. Can I say this? Can I not say this? Like, will somebody be offended? Will somebody? It's too much right now. It's just like everywhere you turn is too much.
Yeah, I'm at the point in my life right now that if I can't have like, I'm very blunt now. Ever since all that bullshit has happened, when I meet people, I let them know where I stand right off the bat, and I'm very like easy going about it. But if you don't trying to fuck with me or can't disagree with me and still communicate with me, then we don't need to fucking talk to each other.
You know,
I don't need to do that.
every issue that arises in particularly American culture, but I think worldwide now, with the internet and everything, I think every issue that arises, you're either on one side or you're on the other, and you're radical on either side. And I feel like that I just want to be, and I know Bob feels this way, and probably you two be like, we just want to be regular people and have opinions.
That's it. That's all.
Without getting on each other about this crap. Like even Will Smith versus Chris Rock, you can't just say these are two stupid celebrities that are acting a fool. Like you have to be like, oh well, she has a disease, or Will Smith needs to defend his family, or whatever, or Chris Rock shouldn't have said that, or like, dude, why is it even a big deal? It doesn't affect. It doesn't affect any of us.
Yeah,
and I feel like
right.
that's the way I see the world. I think nowadays, especially, I've never really been a person that I can usually find the humor in things, and even with the freaking Joe Biden, like it's very clear to me that the dude it's a joke, and it shouldn't. It's not really funny because of the way that the power that the dude has, not necessarily him, but in the administration in general, and the way that they are spinning the narrative on this stuff. But like, what can I do about it? You know. I got a podcast and talk to my boys about it. That's all. That's
exactly. So I got a question for the both of you.
Sure, man.
Where do we go from here?
That's
Like in the state that we're in now, in the state that the world is in, where do we go from here? How do we get back to some normalcy? Like everybody, like, so I want this war to go away. I want people to stop being so sensitive. I want us to work on issues that affect us here in the United States. So perfect example, right? I travel for work every week before COVID, right? Every single week, except for the week of Thanksgiving and week of Christmas. I was traveling every weekend. I would go like to all these different cities. Like I've been all over the United States. And there's a big problem with homelessness, urban ghettos. Like there's so much that we can tackle here. And we're giving, like Biden just gave like 7-8 billion to Russia, Ukraine. Like why do we like, and I'm not saying that anybody, like if somebody's hurting somewhere, I do want them to get hope, but like why are we not helping our own first? Like why are we not doing that? Like there's tons of people over, I can drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes to Portland right now and find hundreds of people sleeping in the street. They having sex in the street, they shooting up in the street, they using the bathroom right there in the street, and they don't care. That's their home. But why does it have to be like that if we got so much money? This is one of the richest countries. They say we the best in everything, which is a fucking lie, because we're not. We're at the bottom of the barrel, and I'm sick of that shit. Take care of this first.
I agree with
Take care of this. This is the United States of America.
And we can't even take care of our own homelessness. The poverty levels that we have out here, we can't even take care of our own. But yeah, we give out billions.
So yes, so look, so I understand that Trump said a lot of things that were fucked up. Like he didn't want Mexicans. So he said build a wall. You got the worst of the worst hombres coming over here. He said Haiti was a shithole. He said a lot of different things, right? So the way that he phrased it was wrong, and he shouldn't have said it.
I'd have said the same shit.
But you know what? But that turned a lot of people off.
Even people that are Republicans, old white man. But if let's say if I was a Republican, well, I kind of am. I am a Republican. But let's say if I was running and I had my little cowboy hat on, and I was like, "Hey, it's time to build this motherfucking wall up. Fuck those Mexicans down there, because you gotta pay your dues."
Well, the thing is, I think that when they did turn it into a thing where it sounded like he hated Mexicans, when really what he's saying is we have enough people in the country now that aren't getting help. Why are we helping people that don't live here?
Exactly.
That's really it's not a race issue.
The gates were already open for so long. You had chances to get in here. It's already happened. I understand. Maybe you might not have been born at a time, but it kind of is what it is. You know, You can't buy fucking retro Jordans anymore. You know what I mean? The time's gone. It is what it is. You can't find a
Yeah.
Nintendo brand new anymore. Why? The time's gone. You lost it. You weren't born in the right time for it. It just happened.
Well, the thing is, there are ways to become American citizen. There are ways to do that.
I was just
Climbing
about
a
to say
fence
that.
is not how you do it. I mean, it's just
No,
not.
man. Look, everybody in my I'm sorry, B, but everybody in my family. I mean, I was lucky enough to be born in America, right? So I sound biased, but everybody in my family that came over here from Guatemala, came over here from wherever the fuck, they all, besides two of them, right? 40 people, two of them all got their fucking green card, right? Those two, when they get scared about fucking everybody goes, "Hey, bro, you've been here for 30 fucking years. You didn't get your shit together. We're not doing anything for you. You need to get your shit together. We're all here to support you. You don't have to pay rent. You can live in one of the homes, stack up, get your cash, get your shit handled, and go." But they don't, and that's on them. So like, it's the same to everybody else. My mom's got her papers. My grandma's got her papers. My great grandmother, when she got her, she died at 102, had her papers. They might be in crayon, but she's got her papers. You know what I mean?
But back to what B was saying, though, man, it makes me think of one of my favorite bands of all time is Black Sabbath, right? They came out in 1970, and their first song they ever wrote was called Wicked World, right? And there's a line that always stuck out to me, and it goes, "We can put a man on the moon quite easily while people here on Earth are dying of old diseases." And I mean, that still rings true 40 years later. Like, why are we trying to go to space when you can't even feed people that are living in the streets?
Yeah.
When you got kids that are homeless, you know, and it's
because
like
the people who make the decisions on where we spend our money, 90%, and I'm being really gracious with 90% of them have never held a real job.
You're
never had to
right.
break their back to do anything. They don't know what money's worth.
They don't.
And I'm gonna say, be honest,
it.
I don't know how, like the way my grandfather broke his back to get everything that he had. I don't understand what money's worth the way he does. You know what I mean? I was blessed because of my ancestors. Everybody just trying to do a little bit better than the next. But like the people that run our country, they don't know. Joe Biden's never had a job.
No,
never, not once. But he's going to talk about all the. None of them have. You know who had a job? Donald Trump. He was CEO of a company.
He got a small
multiple
$1 million.
Times. Yeah, he had to make decisions all the time.
Yeah,
things were going to either pass or fail. Some of them failed, and some of them passed. And that's the law of business. You're not going to be a winner every single time. That's ridiculous. There's no way that's going to happen.
And you know what? Going off of your Trump comment, I think he was doing the best for us, to be honest. He was doing the best, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, whatever you are. I think he gave us the best chance. Like, he was setting us up to bring a lot of manufacturing back to the United States. He said that we should be drilling for oil here. Guess what? The first day that Biden got in, he rescinded all of that. He said, stop the oil drilling. Why? When we can have it here so we don't have to depend on Russia and pay these high-ass gas prices.
And you know what's crazy, man? Like, a lot of people talk bad about Trump, but like it or not, man, like, he's one of the only presidents in my lifetime that I actually saw do anything.
Exactly.
Things started happening, whether you think they were good or not. The stuff that he was actually doing in office or trying to get done, they existed. It wasn't a bunch of talk. He actually was doing things, which is impressive considering they fought him tooth and nail the entire time. And I mean, you had people in the Congress and the House and basically not all of America, obviously, but all the people that are the political commentaries, the people on the news, people on Twitter, all that just like absolutely despised the guy and attacked him as a person. And yet he was still up there trying to do his job. And you gotta, kind of have a little bit of respect for that, regardless of what you believe or how you feel about his policies. I mean, like Bompton said, the dude's a businessman. He wanted to get things done. And I feel like that's something that we need in Washington and around the country. People that actually want change.
We just needed a different mindset, and we got it. You know what I mean? And I don't think it was the best. It wasn't the best person, but it was
not the best person
to be like, hey, we need to do better. You know
what I like about Donald Trump is that he's not, like you said, he's not someone that was born into a senator's. He's not a senator's son.
Check your phone, me.
That grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth and was basically born and bred to become the president of the United States, like all these people are.
Oh yeah, like even Obama.
They're literally, even Obama. Like,
even
he was
Obama.
put through college by George Soros. Like,
yes, man.
you can't really explain
that's
it.
not
any
a fair
better than
shot because if you're being groomed and bred from all the way from the get go, your idea that your mindset is not yours. It's other people's. You didn't go through any like.
Look, we had presidents like, dude, we had George Washington who fought with a musket in his bare hands for the independence of this country. And you can't, I'm not saying every president should be in the military, but we have had a bunch that did fight for the country and fight for the freedoms that they would now continue to protect as a person that holds office. For the past 100 years, man, it's just been these people that they were like, oh, he's handsome, let's throw him up there, or he's got credentials, people like him, or people don't like him. It's going to cause some controversy or whatever, so why don't we go ahead and put him up there and let him try to run for office? Or like B said earlier, it's like, oh, this person's a minority, we haven't had one of those yet, put her up there. That's not qualifications, man. It's not. That's just...
It's not. That's just like going to the Supreme Court, this lady that they nominated for the Supreme Court. So they said we got to have a black somebody black to sit on the Supreme Court, right? And they said we wanted to be a female. Do you know what her record is on child sex offenders? She gives them like 3 months. Look at 3 months. Are you fucking kidding me? That's who we nominated.
Oh my God, the choice
you losing your fucking mind. There's no fucking way. And you know what somebody's gonna say? They're gonna be like, oh, he's an Uncle Tom, he's going against the black lady. Man, look, I got a daughter that's 10 years old. If she ever says that somebody did something to her, it's curtains for that motherfucker. The police are a fucking afterthought. You shouldn't have done that shit. Now I'm about to rectify this fucking situation.
Absolutely.
He's gonna go to court and she's gonna give him 3 fucking months. No fucking way.
I'll be waiting.
Over my dick.
It's over
my dick. He's gonna like.
Hey, no, it's cool. They give me 3 months to plan on how I'm gonna murder this motherfucker.
Rangus, you just said it. He's gonna be out in 3 months and he's gonna do it to somebody else's daughter, somebody else's son. It's unacceptable, and I couldn't believe. So I was trying not to watch what she was saying, but I'm like, nah, because my grandfather always taught me to take in both sides of the coin before you make a decision. Yep. So you make an educated decision, because if I only go off of what Republicans say, if I'm a Republican, I'm blind. I'm blind. Right. So I said, let me listen to what she has to say. I'm sitting up here, I'm working, and I'm listening, and I hear her say she doesn't know what a woman is. And I look around and I'm like, am I being punked? Like, did she really just say she doesn't know what a woman is? Did she just say that when I'm in court and I'm sentencing offenders, I'm looking at certain guidelines? To me, you do stuff against a child, you're going to get the maximum every time. If it was my courtroom, max every time. So you would know that when you come to B's courtroom, this guy right here is going to give me the maximum every time, because there's certain things, to me, there's no leniency. There's no leniency for shit like that. I don't understand how people are just out here stealing, robbing, and killing. Like, why did you not pay attention in school? Why did you not get take advantage of that schooling and get a good job and do things the right way? But you taking all that energy, you supposed to be so smart and you could take all that energy to do bad shit. Why don't you take all that energy and put it towards something good? I don't understand. I don't, and I'm not going to let people off the hook for that.
Again, it goes back to them not living, I don't want to say real lives, but like practical lives. All these things are majority set up. They're put in, like Tay just got into this special club, right? What's to say that's not a special club to pick senators and people for office? And they start grooming them in the 2nd grade, keeping an eye on them, making sure they stay out of certain classes, making sure they only get certain. I mean, I could possibly be doing that with my daughter right now, not knowing it. But I mean, I mean, that's a whole nother fucking.
Just don't let her just go to Yale and join Skull and Bones Society, dude.
All right, but we're gonna have to call on that. That was an awesome episode, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Super fucking. We're gonna have to have B back real quick,
Yeah, B,
Couple
where
guests.
you got like an Instagram or a
Nah,
Twitter or YouTube or something?
just
No.
not yet.
I don't
Not
know.
yet.
I have an Instagram, but like I barely get on it. Like I set that up back in maybe like shit, man, maybe like 2016. I barely go on it.
Nah,
Like
B
I'm
is
not
yeah, like a real man. You know what I mean?
like old school.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I don't do any of that Facebook.
That's the way to be, man.
Posting that Instagram,
No.
I don't do any of it. And when
Yeah.
Drew will tell you when he comes to my house, like I'm always at the house. Like I'm always like here, like doing something in the house. I'm not into any of that bullshit. I
Here's the
watch some
thing.
sports on TV. I like Ozarks and Narcos and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm just I got other interests, man. Like I got a bunch of books in here that I need to get to and read. You know, just like
When you come to town, Rangus, we'll go over to Brandon's and B's and play some pool.
You can read
Yeah.
read your books, dude. Hey, so I was gonna say, dude, I'm with you on that, man. I've been slowly but surely moving away from social media. I'm on Discord. I talk to my boys on there. I do have an Instagram that I post pictures of, like Power Ranger stuff or whatever. But other than that, man, I was on TikTok last night and I swear to God, I was trying to get off of it, but like every time I feel myself getting dumber with every video I watch. I swear to God. And I just had to close my browser out because I was like, oh, one more. And I didn't like any of it. That's the thing. It started making me mad. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to sit here and look at stuff that makes me miserable and not be unable to turn it off. That's the thing. It's really scary.
And that's how it pulls you in. So that's what I want my 15-year-old son and my 10-year-old daughter to understand, that that stuff is mind numbing and you're never going to get anything from it. And it just sucks you in. And the next thing you know, you've spent 6-7 hours doing this. You see what I'm saying?
And another thing for them, man, I can't imagine, because I'm 30, so I remember a time before. It's like the internet when I was a kid was used for, just like, you didn't really sit on it. You used it as a tool. But now we're part of it. And these teenagers and these kids, man, I feel really, really concerned because that's all they know, and it's nuts,
I was just gonna say we are the decline of humanity.
Yes.
Well, they gotta try. Well, they want us, man. They gotta sit there looking at TikTok,
we gotta
looking
end
at
it,
Facebook.
guys.
Yeah, but
I
was just gonna say, is there anything that you wanted to plug or anything, man, before we go?
Anything you want people to reach out or check out? Anything?
Yeah.
Or next time you'll be more prepared for that.
No, I just always like to ask because it's all good. I just like to ask just in case someone need to check out or whatever. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's good to meet you too, and
good to meet you. And I definitely look forward to doing it again, guys.
That's fun.
Sure, man.
That's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Log cabin. Peace. Bomb this guy. He's gonna get in trouble. His wife's gonna make him slap Chris Rock.
She's gonna make me have Asian hate.
All right, later, boys.
All right.